All right, sometimes as a couple, you may go through times when you don't like each other very much. That's when having fun together to remind one another of your love becomes important. Date night is an option, but it mustn't be boring and routine. In today's edition of The Bookshelf, we look at the Date Night Journal by Sihle Masukela, and she joins us now to unpack her offering. Sihle, thank you very much for your time here on ENCA. Now, of course, like I said earlier, you need to have date nights, but also it can't be routine and boring. So relationships are really just a lot of work.
Good morning. Yes, thanks for having me on your show. That's right. Relationships are definitely a lot of work, and date nights is a wonderful way to ensure that in your relationship you're spending fun, you're having a fun time together, and you are continuously and intentionally deciding to just work on your connection and your intimacy through date night.
Now, I see that the book basically gives 52 date night options. This means basically once every week. You're suggesting that once every week people go out on dates. And it has, share with us some of the options that you tell the reader they could do for date night.
Yes, that's right. So the Date Night Journal is a weekly communication journal with 52 date night ideas, one for every week of the year. So in the Date Night Journal, I have proposed various date ideas which range from date night ideas that you can do from the comfort of your home, and date ideas which you can do and leave the house. And it was just so important to think of different date ideas that would cater for for you and your partner to be able to do it throughout the year. And of course, sometimes we don't feel like going out necessarily for date nights, and so that's when the stay-at-home date nights are convenient. And maybe sometimes you don't have, maybe you do want to go out, right? But you don't necessarily want to go do the traditional date night idea, which is eating out. You want to try an outdoor activity that you haven't done before. So I thought of various date ideas that you could do throughout the year. And an example of a very simple free date idea, which you could do, but not necessarily at home, is just something as simple as taking a walk through your neighborhood together with your partner, going back to the basic things of just enjoying a simple walk, and it's just the two of you to the exclusion of everyone else. It's a date night doesn't always have to be super romantic in nature. It's just about sometimes spending that quality time together and working on your connection, and just taking a walk through your neighborhood. If you can't do it in your own neighborhood, maybe go to your local park and just take a walk. And that's a free date idea that couples can enjoy that doesn't involve spending money.
Now, Sihle, I just want to show the viewers, the book. Basically, it has little options for you. It's basically a journal where you write down, for instance, how you found the date. Was anything boring? You know, and there's a question here that says, is there anything that is hindering your happiness in your relationship? There's a part where it talks about whether or not you enjoyed your date. Very honest. Couples will have to be very honest. Is the idea to then swap the books around as a couple to see what it is that you liked and didn't like?
So I'll tell you how my husband and I are doing it. It might be different for each couple. Each couple might decide to do it differently. So the idea is we have this date night journal, and we use one book. And in this book, you know, as you've pointed out, it has the 52 date night ideas, but that's not enough. After each date, you come back as a couple, and then you answer a few questions to reflect on your relationship. And these questions have to do with your date night experience. So as you've said, you'll ask, did you enjoy the date? Did you not enjoy the date? So that's a very practical question about the date night experience itself. Sometimes it might have to do with maybe the establishment you went to have date night. Sometimes it might actually have to do with your partner. Maybe your partner was in a sour mood that on that date night. So it's just important to always have, you know, these open communication and honest communication. And so maybe you have a date night rule, and then your partner broke it. Like, for instance, I know with my husband and I, we say we don't answer our phone calls during date night. So if he's busy answering a phone call and we've really committed to not answering phone calls during date night, that's something that you would want to discuss in an open way. So you'll just answer, how did you find your experience? But on top of that, it's not, the date night journal, yes, it gives you these wonderful 52 date night ideas, but it also works as a communication journal about your relationship, the status of your relationship. So after your date, you're also able to answer questions on the status of your relationship. And that's when the questions come on, how are you feeling? Did you feel loved or appreciated by your partner this past week? And that gives you an opportunity to actually also think how you made your partner feel, and the other way around, how your partner felt. So we answer the questions together. He will answer the same questions, but we just take turns in answering the questions in the date night journal. What we would do is, in terms of choosing, for instance, who plans for the upcoming date night idea, we would alternate. I would plan the 1 week and then he would plan for the following week. But of course, the wonderful thing for everyone, you're not really doing a lot of planning, because I've already done the planning for you. I've already provided the 52 date night ideas. All you have to do is really pick which date you want to do in the upcoming week, and then you'll just have to arrange the practicalities, such as if you have children, for instance, babysitter arrangements, or maybe payment arrangements if you need to save up or ensure that you have enough funds, or if you have to make a reservation where you're going, just those practicalities. But in terms of the ideas, those at least have been already, I've already come up with 52 date night ideas, and you just have to basically pick every week which idea you would want to do.
All right, and then Sihle, this book, of course, it doesn't mean that it's only for married couples or people who are together. It can be for a single person, right, who wants to probably learn what they'll do in a new relationship, or self-love.
I do have a single person or a few single people that have bought the date night journal, and the comments that they gave me back after buying it is that they can't wait to get into a relationship and to be able to actually experience these date night ideas with someone. Another comment that I got was, I just want to take myself out on date night and enjoy this on my own. I'm definitely targeting, couples that are in committed relationships, married relationships. I think they would probably, find this more valuable. But of course, if you're single and you think you can use it as a tool to prepare yourself for when you're in a relationship, or you want to just experience all these ideas on your own, of course, why not give it a go?
And then also, I just wanted to ask, with COVID-19, things are quite difficult at the moment in terms of whether people have lost their jobs, or maybe people just find out that they don't like each other very much because they spend so much time around each other, and then you realize, I actually don't like this person as much as I thought, because now you're working from home, you're spending so much time together, and you're stressed. We did a story here on ENCA not so long ago talking about how separation and divorce rates have actually gone up because of COVID-19, and one of the things is that people have to spend so much time around each other. How would date nights assist those couples who are currently going through that rough patch where they're asking, maybe I shouldn't have married this person?
You're touching on a very important question, and it's a very complex question. And just to make this a bit personal, I wrote the date night journal as a love letter to my own husband. I wrote it as something to cherish my own love story. We hadn't gone on date night for 3 months. And that's because a lot of us allow our day-to-day responsibilities to consume us. And next thing you know, your own personal relationship is taking a back seat, and you haven't gone on date night, and you're feeling a strain. From my understanding, and of course for many years of attending, different marriage courses at our local church, the one thing that keeps being, I keep learning is the importance of spending quality time as a couple. It's really important to learn to nurture your relationship and to invest in your own relationship. No one else is going to do that for you. You have to be proactive. You shouldn't wait for issues to creep in. This is something you should do from the beginning of your relationship. And, quality time is really time just for the two of you, to the exclusion of anyone else, without the babies, without the children, without your friends. And what quality time does, it allows you to have communication. It allows you to deepen your connection, your relationship. And I identified that for my own personal relationship, in order to have this quality time, I have to set aside every week scheduled date night. And a scheduled date night means I am going to make sure I honor it. I am not going to put it as an option. I am going to plan my engagements around date night every week. And this is my way of making sure and just committing to my own relationship. And, you know, date night is really just a wonderful time to ensure that you are investing in your relationship, because it's really about, you know, bringing back the spark and having fun, because it's not serious, it's lighthearted. And of course, you know, when you come back, if there are serious issues that you should discuss, what the date night journal then does, it goes an extra step, because there's no point in just going to date night and you're doing the same thing and nothing ever changes. But with having this communication journal, you're able to sit down and to reflect not just on the date night experience itself, but also on the status of your relationship, things that are bothering you, things that you need to get off your chest. And it really allows you to just say, this is what's on my heart. So I definitely encourage couples to, you know, get themselves a copy of the date night journal, and I really hope it will be an effective communication tool and a resource to a lot of couples.
Thank you so much for your time here on ENCA. Sihle Masukela, author of the Date Night Journal. Here it is. It's a yes from me. It's a way for you to actually write down your love story as it happens, and maybe you can give it to your kids for them to read and see how you and your husband went through marriage. That's where I leave it for today. Up next is all the news that made headlines this week on Week in One, followed by headlines at the top of the hour on All Angles with Morena Mutupi. Take care and have a great Sunday.